Some countries which do also give us a lot of tourists are really taking some strain. So let's focus on those, Sally. First of all, the United States. This is an important market. 25,600 visitors from the US to South Africa in January this year. But, Sally, this is important as well. It has the most coronavirus cases on the planet. In fact, 6 million infections since the pandemic actually began. And again, you have to wonder if these American tourists will actually have the money to spend. Will they be able to splash the cash when they do come here? Remember, the GDP forecast for the United States is a contraction of 8% this year. So certainly you have to wonder whether there's a lot of disposable income in the American pockets. Let's focus now on Brazil. This is an important market that's been developing for South Africa. 8,500 visitors earlier this year from Brazil, Sally. But again, it's number 2 in terms of COVID-19 infections. In fact, just under 4 million COVID cases in Brazil, and its economy is really taking a lot of strain as well. The experts saying it will shrink about 9% this year, Sally. So again, does anyone have the money really to be going overseas? Let's focus on India very quickly. Again, Sally, 7,450 visitors. That might not sound like a lot, but the experts say that the Indian market has been growing a lot, and South Africa is trying to capitalize on it. The problem, again, COVID. 3.7 million COVID cases. It's third in terms of infections around the world, and economic strife as well. The experts saying a contraction this year of between 4.5% and 5% for India. So perhaps, Sally, maybe we shouldn't be investing too much time and energy in trying to get those tourists to come here. Maybe we need to think outside of the box a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what about Europe? You know, traditionally we are quite attractive to European visitors. We know that they're through the worst for now. Might that be a great market to focus on?
Absolutely. So most of the European countries passed the peak in about April or May, Sally. So they're making a bit of a recovery and potentially an economic recovery as well. Let's focus on some of those European markets. And actually they send a lot of people to our shores. Britain, nearly 50,000 visitors in January this year. Sally, Germany, around about 35,000 tourists came here. And the Netherlands, it's a small country, but they send a lot of people to our country. Around about 12,700 visitors from Holland in January this year, Sally. And again, the advantage when it comes to the European countries is the euro is a really strong currency. The pound is a really strong currency as well. So that may offset some of the economic problems that they're dealing with, because they can get a lot of bang for their buck when they do come to South Africa. Just one quick note, though, of course, another spanner in the works, as if it wasn't complicated enough. The British and Irish Lions are coming to South Africa in June next year. You have to wonder if some British tourists will say, well, I'll rather come in June rather than January.
Yeah, it does make sense. I'm just banking on the secret weapon of cabin fever. I think so many people are so desperate to get out and see the world that they might scrimp and save whatever little money they have to travel once again. And I think that that might see a nice rebound. I just want to see the positive side.
Dust those passports off and come and visit South Africa.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Michael Marillier.